Good day to all of our listeners, both near and far. I want to welcome you to the November edition of this video. I want to believe that this video content has been able to expose us as to how we can treat persons with special needs. We treat them with love, and as well we treat them with respect that we are all equal. So, moving on to the next agenda. Here with us, we have a guest. So please welcome with me, teacher Olabisi. Let me introduce him properly. He is a teacher in the Federal College of Education. Now, that's the higher rank, so it is called lecturer in the Federal College of Education, Special Oyo, and currently the HOD of the Department of Intellectual Disability. Mr. Olabisi, we are glad to have you in this space. Thank you for honoring our evening.
It's a pleasure, and let me just say happy birthday in advance. Yesterday was our birthday, 15th November, and that's interesting. Many happy returns of the day.
Amen.
I hope you are bringing our goodies too.
Of course, we do. All right, thank you so much. Yeah, so our topic of discussion for this month is accessibility for persons with special needs. Accessibility. All right, so I would like to ask you some few questions.
You're welcome. Feel free to ask your questions.
I would say, how best can we make accessibility less a problem, or should I say that is it every environment that should be accessible?
A very good question. Let's start by saying that what do you mean by accessibility? That is, there must not be restraint for people with disability in getting to wherever they want to get to. Let me put it just a layman's language that way. That there must not be any restraint. So even without any effort, let me give an example. You go to the University of Ibadan, the Department of Special Education. Somebody who is on wheelchair cannot access the HOD's office. The HOD's office is on the second floor with staircase, no ramp, and that means that if a person with with on wheelchair needs to see the HOD, we have to be carried. So if there are no people around, then what do you mean? That means has to stay downstairs, and the HOD might not have the time to come down to attend to. So when we're talking of accessibility, sincerely, these people with special needs need accessibility 100%. There must not be any restraint. The reason is very simple. Health-wise, there must not be restraint. Health-wise, because of their condition, they must experience what others are experiencing. They must have free access to what others don't even ordinarily might not even have access to. So that is just an aspect that I said that health-wise, monetary-wise, in all areas, they must have that access. Let me now give an example. I don't say I'm talking too much. Let's look at our banking sector. It has always been problematic. I always look at it. When you want to collect money from people, you go begging. But when they want to collect their money back, it becomes a barrier. How many people with special needs, let's say ordinary crutches, will be allowed freely into the bank now with the barrier they have at the door, at the entrance? First Bank is even a bit better. They have a bigger, at least entrance this thing. But if you look at other banks, it's like a circular thing that cannot even take that is one thing. So that means that somebody who is on wheelchair cannot access bank, which is a problem.
Wow, that was awesome. And exactly that will lead me to the next question I'm going to ask. It's quite disheartening that this organization, and just as you stated, some schools and organizations, let me put it that way, and some probably private owner places, they do not have this accessibility route for persons with special needs. So what do we call that, and how can we change that? I believe it's probably ignorance to some of these organizations, and they might not see the need for them to provide this accessibility for this person. So now that we know that there is a need for us to make all of our environments be accessible for this person, how can we change that, sir?
We have to start from the drawing board. People in the town planning department, at the structural level, when a house is being constructed, considered for construction, the drawing stage, there must be accessibility aspects that is going to be considered. Not an aftermath thought, but should be from the onset. Okay, we are constructing a 2-story building. If there's going to be an elevator, will the elevator contain somebody on wheelchair or somebody that's on a stretcher and things like that? If not, will there be a ramp from down up? Things like that. If it is not stated there, and at the end of the day, we are having a program and the house is almost done, and say, there is no space for people with no wheelchair, yeah, let us construct, it is not going to come out nice. So that is number one. Number two, I think this issue of advocacy has not been there. People are not shouting, they are not making noise. This advocacy is number one thing, and I think this is one thing we need to be doing. That when you see something that is not fine, not good, you shout, let's say it out. Let's know on this banking stuff, I'm expecting that all these non-governmental organizations, all these joint action committees for persons with special development, with disabled, what are they doing in the banking area? What are they shouting at all? No, they are not. So I think we have problem with that, our advocacy. Then number three, people that are knowledgeable in special education, they only come. People that have certificated in special education only come, and at the end of the day, they leave the area after the certificate.
All right, we cannot exhaust, this accessibility thing. Thank you so much, Mr. Olabisi. It's a great pleasure to have you on this space. And yes, there is need for us to actually see to the need for us to include persons with special needs in all of our plans. So this is a call to attention for individuals, for government, for stakeholders, for architects, building developers, and as well private business owners. We are firstly an individual before we become the government. We are firstly an individual before we become a stakeholder. So please let us come together. Let us see to the need for us to provide accessibility for this person.
Let me just say this before we go finally. Our Nigerian currency, it could be very inclusive. Accessibility. People that are visually impaired, can they recognize the type of currency easily? No, but it can be done. It can be brailled. It can be brailled. We want to change our currency now. Can't we have it there that it will just be brailled? The braille will be there, and the lettering is also there. So somebody who is visually impaired will only have to feel it. I know this is 100 naira. Cannot be cheated. That is part of accessibility.
Wow. That's brilliant. I hope this can actually reach to where it needs to be. Please, if this is your first time watching this video, you can as well scroll down and view all of our videos. Please do like, share, subscribe, and as well hit the notification bell. Please do not let this video stay with you, because it needs to reach out to many people so that we can all provide an accommodating environment for this person. Thank you so much for watching. We'll meet again in another edition. Bye.